Welcome to the show with no interference. Get all your NFL needs made by fans for the fans. We are your host, West Side, Big Sass, and the Bull. So here we go. So Stephon Gilmore signed with the Colts. He's getting like labeled as injury prone though, so I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I'm a Titans fan, so I don't even want it to be good. But I've seen a lot of Colts fans hyping it up like, oh, we got the division now. Gilmore's gonna lock up AJ Brown. I'm like, Corey Davis has been saucing up Gilmore since 2017, so I'm not worried. I don't think it's like that as big a move as like. I mean, there's a reason why he was sitting around forever.
Yeah, I think the Colts just need to replace Raquel Sin.
Oh, they shouldn't have traded him.
Yeah. They got him and Kenny Moore, probably arguably the best slot receiver in the league. Or slot corner, sorry.
Yeah, I don't think it fixes – I don't think he fills in a instant need for them. They need to get better in the pass rush department. I don't know off the top of my head who they've added, if they have added anybody. But I mean, if he can play healthy and play somewhat close to what he did a few years ago, he should be able to help him a little bit. But I mean, at this point where he's at in his career and the inconsistency of being healthy, it's not like whoa, the Colts got a game-changing player. I posed a question on the socials if that makes the Colts a top 5 defense. I don't think it does.
Okay, I replied from my account saying nope.
Yeah, I remember I tweeted that doesn't make him number 1 defense in the league now.
Yeah.
Nope.
Solid signing if he can stay on the field. But I think that's about what it is.
Yeah.
You all ready to dive in?
Yep.
Alrighty. Welcome to the show. This is No Interference. Your host, Westside, Big Sass, and the Bull. Today we were going to be just chit-chatting about the top remaining free agents. Who we're maybe excited to see where they sign, where they might sign. We're getting towards, it's closer to the NFL draft. So a lot of these players might have to sit for a while, but we're going to go over the list, see what we like, and, just drop some of our thoughts. So, anyone want to go first?
I think the biggest name probably available right now is Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah. Him and Odell, probably, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, Tyrann Mathieu. I have always thought he was a little overrated, but he can still play. I think his range isn't quite there anymore. Based on just some research I did, it looks like, and Trevor, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it looks like the Steelers and the Eagles might be some of the hot names.
Yeah, he had a meeting. I think he's doing like virtual meetings. I don't know if he's actually gone and visited any teams, but he did have a virtual meeting with the Eagles.
I saw him linked to the Saints as well. That was a week or two ago, though.
Yeah, that was the first 2 teams I think he had meetings with, was the Saints and Eagles. But I think the Steelers have since become a contender.
I mean, going to New Orleans is going back home for him, and Malcolm Jenkins retired, so they have a need. And they lost
Marcus Williams, yeah.
Yeah. Trevor, do you think he would be a fit for the Eagles? Do you even want him?
I would love him. I think I'm going to sound biased, but I think the Eagles are a playoff caliber team. I think safety is a position of need, and he can play multiple positions as a safety. He can come down.
Play some corner.
Yeah, he can play some slot corner. He can play in the box a little bit. He can use his range to play deep safety. I think he's still a playmaker at 29. And he has experience winning. Yeah. So, I mean, I think on a 2-year deal, he could be a good asset to any team, and I think any Eagles fan should want him.
Yeah, I think he has a really good football IQ, and he always seems to be around the ball. And he hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
His health has been very, very good over the last, I think, 4 seasons. He only missed 2 games the last 2, and then he played 2 full seasons in 2019, 2020, or 2018, whatever it was. But yeah. I'd be happy to take him. I wanted the Redskins to draft him back in the day when he slipped, and the Cardinals ended up snagging him in the 3rd or 4th round, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I remember you were really big
on him.
him.
Later than that. Yeah, I mean, he's going to go somewhere, but he's taking his time. He wants to make the right decision. RJ, you mentioned Odell Beckham Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And again, another player I haven't always been as high on since he's came into the league. But, he definitely reignited that spark with the Rams, was on pace for a really good Super Bowl performance until he got hurt. Mm-hmm. So now he's rehabbing from an injury, looking for a new team.
Is he looking for a new team? Is there no way he's going back to the Rams?
There was some talk.
I was just about to say he might end up back with the Rams, even though they brought in Allen Robinson. Why not just go all in for? Apparently, the NFL cap is a myth, so just sign whoever you want. I also think if he goes to the Rams, it would be a team-friendly deal, and it would be to repeat. But I could also see him going to the Packers, make a little more money, be Rodgers' new. No, you don't.
I mean, they do need a true number one.
You just
again,
as soon as you started talking about the Packers and Aaron Rodgers,
you check out.
Yeah,
I mean, he definitely.
It actually sounds like a smart move. I hadn't even thought about that.
I mean, he's shown he's not the player he once was, but he's still, he's still young-ish. Like, he's not done. He's still got some years left. And if Aaron Rodgers, get open, he'll hit you in the hands. And they have no one else, like Alan Lazard,
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Even if
they signed Sammy Watkins too.
Ooh.
Yeah, no.
They're winning now. Right? He couldn't even make the Ravens make him any noise on the Ravens. But I think if you're the Packers, you sign him, still draft wide receiver, try and keep the team afloat. But yeah, I'm just gonna stay with it. I think he's outside with the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, I think he definitely proved that it was more the Browns' fault than his for his lack of production.
Listen. If you're willing to play in Cleveland, you can play in Green Bay.
Yeah, because he had 6 touchdowns in 7 games when he went over to LA. He was lighting it up.
I think it would be a good move for any receiver to play. I trash Aaron Rodgers. He's a good quarterback. I never said he isn't.
Just not a fan of his personality.
Do you think you could score a touchdown in the NFL if he was your quarterback and you got to play
me?
Yeah.
No.
If you
I couldn't do anything in the NFL. I'd get broken in half.
Even if you were isolated out wide on a cornerback for
I would literally sacrifice a bystander on the sideline to avoid getting hit by any player in the NFL.
You don't think if you had Rodgers at your quarterback and he said, "Hey, we're on the one, go wide," and I'm just gonna...
I would be like, "Give me the ball, get out there and run around."
Please,
Philly special.
You have
Philly
to outman
special.
the man.
Philly special. We're not throwing anything to me.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, as far as Odell goes, I think he could, if he wants to have a comeback year statistically, and if he is healthy, I just don't know if he can be what he was early in his Giants career. He's going to be going up against number 1 receivers. I think if he goes to the Rams, he has a good chance of playing a similar style if he can, what he was kind of doing in the Super Bowl, and continue to build his with Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, if you want to build your resume, go back to the Rams. If you want to build your wallet, go to the Packers.
Yeah. I think the Packers would be a good move for him. Be smart.
A player I like, J.C. Tretter. He's a
center, right?
From the Browns. I don't think he's I'm not saying he's elite, but he can definitely be a starting center in the league. Just the league has shown in the past year that they don't care about centers. So I don't know who he's going to sign with, and I think it might have to wait till we get closer to the season. Maybe even if a team has a center that goes down and they need a replacement, I think he's a player that a lot of teams will have like on their watch list, and he'll be starting for a team next year. I just don't know why and who it'll be.
That's fair.
Yeah. But he's definitely a starting center.
Yeah, I'm going down a list of people still available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got Joe Hayden out there and Akiem Hicks.
Akiem Hicks is a good one. I thought he was going to go to the Ravens, actually, but now that they brought back Calais Campbell, I think that's not in the cards anymore. I could see him possibly going to the Saints and adding to that D-line.
Yeah, the only thing about Hicks is he's missed 19 games in 2 seasons.
Yeah,
he's getting older too.
He's 33.
He's still
plug and play,
and he's still he's definitely a leader, like a locker room presence.
Mm-hmm. You don't like him on the Chargers?
The Chargers,
I feel like they could use any help.
Yeah. They'll probably go young with the draft though. That's what
he could. I mean, he for sure could.
What about Jadeveon Clowney? He's still out there.
I think he's going to sign with the Browns, or I don't even know if he'll sign with anyone. I'm done with the clown. If I hear one more person like reference like his highlights or that he's still like a good athlete, he doesn't get pressure. He doesn't get sacks. He's an okay run defender, but he hasn't done anything in like the last 4 years. He also gets hurt all the time.
He played good last year.
Did he?
Didn't he have like 7 sacks?
Ooh. I know he's definitely one person that had his college highlight taken pretty far.
He had
9 sacks and 32 pressures last year.
So it was one of his better seasons in a while. Then
he's also playing. He was playing opposite Myles Garrett.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say, you saying him signing with the Cleveland Browns, I think that would be a good move for him.
I think he will sign with the Browns or he will not sign with anyone.
Well, I'm curious as to why he hasn't already re-signed with them then. We've spent free agencies done past, re-sign period past.
I think...
Are they even interested in him anymore?
I don't know. Maybe he has a shitty agent or something.
Well, I think they're also waiting to see what happens with Mayfield before they mess with their cap any further.
Fair enough. Yeah, Baker's got to get out of there.
I got a name for y'all. Will Fuller.
Oh.
I like him.
He had a lot of potential there in Houston before he went down with injuries 2 years in a row.
Speaking of that,
he's always been having injuries.
Could he go to the Browns, team up with his buddy Deshaun Watson, give the Browns the deep threat that they so desperately need?
The speed, yeah.
He should be dirt cheap because he's either suspended or hurt. But when he's
he didn't even play last year, did he? Maybe like a couple games with the Dolphins. Like a wasted free agency signing, pretty much.
I don't know how much. I know in fantasy, everyone kept holding him, going, "Well, if he gets in, he might." He's good for. He stretches the field. He's still fast. He made slight improvements on his game his last few years with the Texans. It's just, can he? Like, I would sign him to like a super cheap 1-year deal, throw in some incentives, and again, I wrote for his fits Browns because of Deshaun Watson and the fact that they need a deep threat. Chiefs because I think he's a better. I think he could be better fit than what when they had Sammy Watkins. I think if he's healthy, he's a better version of Sammy Watkins from when they had him. And they've also lost Tyreek Hill, so they
need speed. Yep.
Yeah, I think he
added Juju, but we'll see how that goes.
I think he would be a fit for the Saints again. Someone to stretch the field with Jameis, and again, why not go to the Packers and have one of the best quarterbacks ever throwing bombs to you?
And the Packers don't have a lot of cap, so he was a good fit.
He's got to be,
like you said.
availability is the best ability, and he doesn't have it ever.
Yeah, I think any of those
Well
teams
said.
you mentioned. Yeah, I think any of those teams you mentioned would be a good fit. It's just the main thing with him. I think he's a great talent. He just needs to stay on the field. I would be concerned as an opponent him healthy on the Packers or the Chiefs with Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes throwing him the ball.
I don't think he's as good. Ever was as good, but I think if injuries weren't an issue, Will Fuller could have easily been like a Brandon Cooks that is just a consistent deep threat that everyone wants, but maybe doesn't want to commit to.
Yeah, I think healthy, he has Pro Bowl ability. Maybe not anymore, but if he had stayed healthy.
Yeah. Anyone else catch your eye on the free agency list?
Maybe Dwayne Brown. He's a little old, but somebody who needs a tackle might sign him up. Emergency type situation.
Yeah,
take a flyer on him.
I saw some Titans fans because we need a right tackle. We're like, if we can get him for a minimum, should we bring him in? I was like, who knows anymore?
He's not really a free agent, but he is a free agent. Gronk,
yeah. We know where he's going to go.
Yeah,
if he comes back, he's coming back to the Bucs. But
yeah,
let's go.
There's no way ever.
Julio Jones is out there.
Taylor, why don't you get him back?
All that trash.
And then Melvin Ingram is another one. He didn't really do that well with Kansas City last year, though.
I mean, the bulk of it is a lot of players that were once really good, and now it's like they're gonna be late signs probably after the season starts when their contracts become non-guaranteed, and you just bring them in hoping that there's just a little more highlight play left in the tank for a playoff run or something.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're on just throwing names out, AB.
Head case.
I don't think he's going to get signed anywhere unless somebody's super desperate middle of the season with injury-plagued wide receiving core. You don't just throw your pads off and throw a hissy fit in the middle of an NFL game and then expect to be looked at as a professional anymore, in my opinion.
Is he like on the no-fly list, the no-sign list?
I think he's blacklisted from
to me
until, like I said, until the team is so desperate that they just have to. And then he won't get surgery until he's signed. Like, who wants a broken? You're going to sign and then have your surgery and then have to wait to play? Doesn't make any sense to me.
He left the Super Bowl contending team with the GOAT player Tom Brady in the middle of a game. He's I don't know if he has any mental issues or anything, but he just embarrasses himself time after time. And he could have redeemed himself, but just what he pulled last year, I wouldn't sign him if I was a owner of a team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Odell's buddy's still out there too.
Jarvis Landry.
Yeah.
Well, now
never really liked him.
He wants to go to the Browns now. They got Deshaun Watson after basically leaving them. Yeah, I've never been a fan of Jarvis Landry. Just he's a volume catcher that doesn't. He's not efficient.
No.
I mean, he's got.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even. I mean, he's a possession guy. I guess.
Possession.
He's
because
his
his yards per catch say so, but
he's Randall Cobb without an Aaron Rodgers who's in love with him to keep him in the league.
Yeah.
A player I like, Alexander Johnson, the linebacker from Denver. He's not flashy. He's kind of an old school thumper. His pass coverage is better than you would think. But he just, he doesn't do anything flashy, and he broke into the league a little late, so he's older for the years he's played. But I think he could be a fit for the Chargers and the Texans, teams that run defense need help, and you can bring him in on early downs and just trust that he is going to hit the gap, take on a guard, make the tackle for you inside. Again, not flashy, but a player you might just need to have on your team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, I think for the most part, the free agents that are left, you already whenever the type of players they are, but I think most of them will probably get signed after the draft. I think there's plenty of depth in this draft for teams to add what they need there, and then if some of these guys are still available and you have a need at that position, sign them to a 1-2 year deal.
Yeah, I'm just looking over the list trying to see. I mean, Anthony Barr, but again, he's probably getting brought in if there's a good team that gets injury and they need to bring in a linebacker replacement.
Yeah, kind of fell off there in Minnesota.
Kyle Fuller, he's 30 now. He's a free agent.
Kendall's older brother.
I don't know how he looked last year for the Broncos, but he was at one point a borderline elite corner.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Definitely. He's someone. It's kind of the waiting game, These players want to play, but they want to get as much money as they can. These teams want some of these players, but they want to pay them as little as they can. So we're just going to wait till someone gives, or wait till there's an injury and a team doesn't have a choice, or wait till no one has signed you, so you have to take less money or not play.
Yeah. I think Kyle Fuller would still be a good addition to a team that really needs a corner, but he only played in 10 games last year, so he had 0 interceptions. So I mean, this is the only year he hasn't had any too. But
and you know what?
Now he's getting older. How much more is he gonna?
He doesn't have the best hands in the world anyway. He's not Carlos Rogers, but he doesn't have good hands.
Carlos Rogers. Oh my god,
I forgot about him.
But free agency is just a reference Sherlock Holmes. It's a shadowy game.
I like it.
But yeah, I think we went over a lot of the big names, and I don't think we're going to see a lot of movement until after the draft and once we get into the off-season workouts.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of settled down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll see where they go.
Yep. All right. So I think that does that for our little free agency update, if you'll call it that. We'll probably follow along, and as players get signed, throw out on Twitter where they're going to, maybe say quickly, if we like it or not. But as always, thanks for tuning in. This is No Interference with your host, Westside, Big Sass, and the Bull. We appreciate every one of our followers and listeners. Please like, subscribe, share the video, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. If you think your team has a weakness and you want to know our opinion, drop a comment. We'll tell you who we think they should sign. If you like the no beard, say so.
Babyfish.
Just drop a comment, or we'll just start talking to ourselves in the comments and see what happens. But thanks for tuning in. We appreciate everyone that takes their time to watch this. Adios.
See you later.